All right, you guys, this is Ross the Fig Boss. Today we are reviewing a new variety that I've yet to taste. It is called Risoulet. This may be the only real good representation that I get from this particular tree this year. I know I've talked about this tree actually a little bit in the past because when we talked about actually making our trees healthy, we talked about why some of our fig trees just won't fruit. This particular variety was brought up because it is rather unhealthy. I don't know why that is exactly, but it's really been struggling to produce fruit and grow properly. And I finally, after giving it mountains of compost tea, it got its act together. But what I think I'm going to have to do actually is rejuvenation prune this. I'll cut all of this back, root as much of it as I can, and cut it back to almost nothing to encourage some lower growth that is healthy and free of the fig mosaic virus, or doesn't have the fig mosaic virus nearly as much. This is a Figus de Monde variety, so Thierry in France has found this somewhere. I'm not even sure how many people even have this, because I think him himself may not even have this variety. I'm not sure exactly. I know he gave cuttings around to different people, and I asked him about this, and he didn't seem too confident to even know if this was common. This is a fig that last year dropped some figs. I asked him about it, and so I wonder if he even has this tree. I'm going to be honest. What I've noticed about it is that it's got a nice shape. It's shaped a bit like a cigar. It's got a look that is just like a black mission. This black mission, however, has no stem, so there's many different seedlings, variations of black mission, and you could tell right by looking at this, there's almost no difference other than the length of the stem. The eye is slightly open. The cracking on the skin is very great way to identify this particular fig is by the cracking down the side, and of course the shape. So if that's not a black mission, I don't know what is. But my vagabond, as an example, kind of looks like this, but in a more round shape, not necessarily so much of an oval or a cigar, and that one's quite different. And a lot of these black mission figs, they're not all created equal. This Risoulet seems like an early to mid-season fig, actually, so that's rather interesting and promising. I don't even know if you can go on Thierry's website and find a photo of this, because I don't know if I think it used to be on his Facebook page, then he deleted his Facebook page, and now there's no photo. So I don't even know really where you can find a photo of this, but I know that this is relatively correct after remembering kind of what this looks like. I didn't think it was going to be a black mission. And this to me just looks exactly like a black mission. I think he posted photos of this that were kind of dried up on the tree. And that's mostly why I selected this, because of the shape and because it dried well. Had good drying capabilities. So there it is. That to me looks just like a black mission that's grown here in the Northeast, in the Philadelphia area. So not a whole lot of high hopes. To me, if I got rid of this tree tomorrow, I'm not really sure if I would care that much. Oh, wow. That's pretty good, though. It is really thick. Wow. That's so good. The texture is like a Coll de Dama. That's amazing. I can't believe how thick and jammy that is. So quite good. The sweetness level is not super high. I'd say it's about average. The flavor tastes just like a black mission. The skin actually had a little bit of bitter flavor to it. So rather interesting. I don't know. You know, I would be upset if I lost this tree, but it wouldn't be like the end of the world. I think that's really my point. But now that it actually has a pretty good flavor, I do respect this variety now. So it definitely seems like it's well worth growing. It did survive the rain pretty darn good. We had rain not last night, but the night before and the night before that. And it had an organza bag on it, which was making things worse. And so this one did pretty well in the rain. Ripens relatively early. It doesn't grow very well. We don't know a ton about this tree, but I think it's supposed to dry reasonably well too. But the hang time actually seemed pretty short too. So all of a sudden this fig was just ripe and I didn't even notice it. So maybe it's a bit longer than I think. But we have to continue to evaluate this to really continue to speak on it. But there it is. There's one other fruit actually back here that'll ripen. This one looks a bit deformed because of the weird habit of the tree. And then the rest of this, is that a cut right there on the branch? Nope. Interesting. But yeah, we're going to have to, it's going to really be a while before I can really evaluate this thing, I think, properly. Because we have to cut it back. We have to get rid of this virus for the most part. And this virus is really suppressing the true characteristics of this tree. So if we don't shake off the virus, we're never gonna really get to that point. So for that reason, I don't really have a ton to say about it, but other than just pleasantly surprised. And also not pleasantly surprised because it is very similar to a black mission. But it's pretty good. So anyway, that was Risoulet from Coll de Dama. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys for the next one, all right? Hit that subscribe button. Check out our blog, figboss.com. Take care, guys.